Top of the morning to you, or afternoon or evening, whenever you may be watching. My name is Scott, I represent the SLN Gameslam here with Sergio for the long-awaited, at least for me, long-awaited, you can hear that music, building Elite Four Teambuilder. No, it is not the actual Elite Four episode yet. We do want to take our sweet old time, sort of a pre-game show here. I'm George Blaha, along with my co-host Gregory Kelser, Special K, to look at what kind of TMs we have to teach to members of our team that could help, to have the supplement sesh I've been teasing the whole series, our calciums, carbos, irons, and what's the other one? Protein. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in YouTube history, I have notes. I actually have notes, and they are not extensive. The notes are so I know what the iron, protein, carbos, and calcium actually do. And then it's a reminder for me to buy like some X items and take the elixirs and ethers out of our item PC when we're all done. So what we're going to start out here with is sort of a team recap as well as an explanation for why the team looks a little bit different. You'll know what I'm saying when I bring them up. So you may see some levels, you will see some levels that are different than they were when we left off last episode. And I say that to say we've been working out, okay? We've been working out, and the reason for that is I wanted to make sure that we at least have a fair chance at making it through the Elite Four. And with that in mind, I didn't deep dive like every level of every Elite Four member, but what I wanted to see was what the absolute ceiling was with the champion. Hopefully we make it that far, but I wanted to see what his ace's top level was, and that was 65. Yes, 65, not 55, but 65. And our current levels before I helped the team in some workout sessions was between 48 to 50. I don't even know if we had anyone at 50. They were 48 and 49 for the most part. And while most of the E4 is in the 50s, when I saw that we were 17 levels behind the champion, I thought this at least gives us a chance being at 55. We're going to get some better stats with our items. We also have 8 rare candies, and I wanted to reward us for picking those up throughout the playthrough. So we will be rewarding, or we will be awarding a little award ceremony, some rare candies. There's really, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to be evenly distributing them, but we're going to be talking through each and every decision as we go through this. So I've never played in a competitive league. Well, technically I have back in the day, but on YouTube I've never played in a competitive league. So I've never really done a team builder episode. So while during the playthroughs and during the battles in the playthrough, I usually just go with my gut. I kind of talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing, and we just go for it. This is going to be a little bit different format because I'm going to be saying the pros and the cons of each situation, how it affects each Pokemon in my mind, and certainly you can let me know your heavy opinions in the comments if you thought I did a good job, a bad job, a mediocre job, whatever. We're going to run it. So I'm going to run through the team briefly, but not as fast as I usually do, because I want to highlight the stats everyone has and the moves everyone has. So let's start out with Liv the Lapras, level 55 as everyone is. Liv has pretty solid attack and special. With that being said, Liv can't learn a lot of great attack type moves, so I do want her focus to be in the special category. Defense is pretty good as well, and speed is low enough that I don't think boosting that would be much of an advantage. Looking at Liv's moveset, we currently have Confuse Ray, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Surf. what I'm seeing right off the bat is we're going to keep Ice Beam 100%. I like Confuse Ray for the wrinkle of confusing the Pokemon of another member of our opponent. Perhaps because Liv can take physical hits, it may make sense in a certain battle to have Liv in to confuse the opponent. Hydro Pump and Surf being both water types, that is the area where if it is the right TM, we would maybe forget Hydro Pump. I'm not saying we are. I don't even know what we have. But I'm just saying that is what I have my eye on, being a 5 PP move. We have a grind of 5 elite members we're going to face, the Elite 4 plus Apple. And that is what I'm eyeballing as Liv's moveset weakness, is the lack of PP. And that is never not funny to say. Next up, we have Cornice Boy, who I just worked out with for real, and you can tell. I mean, look at these stats. We've got a pretty balanced overall set here. His speed is definitely higher than I thought. 118 is definitely higher than I thought for Nidoqueen. But we've got attack of 115, special of 112. So if we see a good special move that he can learn, let's keep in mind that we can attribute that to him. I always think of him as a physical attacker, but we see balance there, and then the defense, he's been taking self-destructs through the whole playthrough, so I like what I'm seeing from Cornice Boy. In his current set, I almost forgot to bring it up, Body Slam, Horn Drill, Earthquake, Submission. Pretty good set here, a little bit light on the PP for Horn Drill and Earthquake. And the thing with Horn Drill that I wanted to bring up is I'm considering purchasing some accuracies in case we wanted to go for the YOLO swag in a certain scenario where we were running through him. However, when you think about who is in the Elite Four, when you think about Lorelei, that's not going to be a good matchup for Nidoqueen. Bruno, not going to be a great matchup for Nidoqueen. Agatha, going to be a good matchup, but we wouldn't be able to use Horn Drill. And Lance, not going to be a great matchup for Nidoqueen. So because of that, I don't really want to try the X accuracy Horn Drill strategy. I don't think it's a great fit for our team. And I could see us forgetting Horn Drill, but for the right move. Again, I say that with Hydro Pump and Horn Drill. It's gonna have to be for the right move. All right, next up we have Dan, CPA. And the thing that's great about Dan is his attack. Do we really care about it? No. His defense, obviously we'd like it higher, but we are not going to try to put Dan in positions where he would be taking a physical attack. So because of that, having his speed and special as high as they are, that's music to my ears. That is music to my ears. Looking at his attacks, we have Quick Attack, Thunder, Takedown, and Thunder Wave. Right off the bat, what I'm seeing, and you're probably seeing, is Quick Attack being the one we could forget. His speed is so high, I don't think anyone's gonna rival that. If we can find a good move to teach to him, we really should, especially a special move. Especially a special move, that's a tongue twister. Thunder and Thunder Wave, absolutely going to keep those. But Quick Attack and perhaps even Takedown, I could see us forgetting, because when are we going to be using Dan with Takedown in the Elite Four? We're past the garbage trainers. We want to have effective moves. Next up, we have Fabi the 9 Tails. Pretty sweet stats here as well. Good attack and special. I know we're going to lean towards the special. We do have Flamethrower, but also looking at the defense and the speed, I mean, I really feel comfortable leaving Fabi in different situations because of the balance there. Looking at the moveset, we have Flamethrower, Confuse Ray, Quick Attack, and Roar. And I don't know if Roar is going to be that great of an asset in Gen 1. Obviously there's no field hazards, but beyond that, I don't recall any of the Elite Four members really boosting, really dragon dancing until Gen 2, and maybe even 3. Dragon Dance might have been a Gen 3 move. Besides the point, I don't think Roar is going to help us that much. Quick Attack, Ninetales is already pretty fast. I could see us forgetting both of those, but I like Flamethrower, and I like Confuse Ray for the same reason I like having it on Live. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Next up we have Joe Benny. Look at that attack right there, 160 attack. Defense, not as high as I would have guessed, truly. Speed, similar to Liv, low enough that why would we try to boost that? Who cares? He's not going to lead, so it's whatever. Special is decent, it's not great. For the right special move, we can teach it to him because Snorlax can learn a surprising amount of special moves, but we'll see what we see once we boot up the TMs. Looking at his current moveset, we have Body Slam, Amnesia, Rest, and Strength, and unfortunately there is no HM deleter until Blackthorn City in the Johto region, so we cannot forget Strength. We are stuck with it. That's part of how we do this thing where I have the self-imposed Nuzlocke rule of not using an HM slave, and because of that we needed him to have it. However, it's a pretty good move. I mean, we're going to lean Body Slam because of the paralysis chance, but they're both same type attack bonus. Amnesia, I don't know if that really helps us or not, because it raises his special, and unless we teach him, I mean, he can take hits better with it, but we're in the Elite Four, so like, what kind of matchup would we have with him where he's able to just boost up and take hits? I don't really like it. I'm not going to for sure delete it, but I don't love that strategy, so I'm kind of mulling this over on the fly here. And then Rest, that is his signature move, but I'm thinking that's the first one I would want to delete because we're going to bring Hyper Potions, we're going to bring Full Restores. I don't think doing the Rest Poke Flute strat is something we need to bring to the Elite Four. Last up, we have another member who I just worked out with, Kevin the Pidgeot, who has a pretty balanced stat line like Cornice Boy, and what I'm seeing from Kevin is a higher defense than I expected. I mean, 115, you look at that compared to 108, the big difference, of course, is the 269 HP compared to the 184. But it looks like Kevin can at least decently take a hit if he has to. Multiple hits, probably not, but he can take a hit, which is good to know for Bruno. It really is good to know for Bruno. I feel like barring a crit, Kevin can take a good hit. So looking at his moveset, I taught him Mirror Move while I was grinding the team up because Wing Attack was what he had in that slot, and I really think that Fly is going to be the flying move we use. One, because we dodge hits, two, because it does more damage, 90 accuracy, so I still feel comfortable with that. And I was just thinking, are we ever going to use Wing Attack in the Elite Four? Probably not. Mirror Move at least adds some sort of wrinkle where I don't know when we would use it, but maybe it would make sense at some point just to have in our back pocket. Sand Attack, I like, just similar to Confuse Ray, just in case we need it. I want to keep that. Quick Attack is another one I think we could delete. I know priority moves are popular, usually on my movesets in Pokemon Showdown, but I think in this situation when we have a faster Pokemon and we kind of know what we're going up against, I think he's fast enough that we would not need the priority move. So we're going to jump right into my item bag here. What I've done is I have not taken out the vitamins yet. I've taken out as many TMs as I could fit, and we're going to go one by one through if it even makes sense to add to one of our members, or I'm right by the Pokemart patron if we want to sell it. So we're going to go through each one of these, and then we will hand out the vitamins and rare candies, and then we're going to take a look at how much money we have and spend. We're going to stimulate the economy. So starting out with TM5, it contains Mega Kick. Okay, this would be a very powerful move for Joe Benny. It'd be decent for Cornish Boy, but he already has Body Slam. I don't want to teach him 2 normal moves. And as I look at JB here, what I'm thinking is let's dump Rest for it. I think let's hold on to Amnesia for the time being. I'm thinking let's dump Rest here because, like I said, we would be using full restores and things of that nature anyways. So Joe Benny learned Mega Kick. I like it. I like it, I like it. TM47 contains Explosion. Okay, nobody can learn this. I know we got that at some point in a recent episode. So I'm going to go right here and sell it because knowing myself, I'm not going to remember the numbers of all these, and we'd be liable and likely to boot up the same one twice. We don't want to sell that yet. We want to take a look at what it is. Let's boot up TM44. This contained Rest. As I said, we don't want it, so let's sell that one. Oh, whoops. I meant to talk to the nice man or woman here. I'm not going to assume anything, but we're going to get a grand no matter what you are. So let's boot up the next one here, TM30. This contained Teleport. That's not going to help us either. Let's sell that one off. Get some more chatter for that. All right. Whoops. Talking to the person again. The next item we have, TM32, contains Double Team. Let's take a look at this. Anyone can learn it, okay? What would we want evasiveness for? We would want evasiveness if we were going to be keeping in the same member for an extended period of time. So when I think of where this could come in handy, I think of the Lorelei battle with Dan. I think about boosting up double teams. He could take hits because he has a high special count, and with that, he could stay in and sweep her team. We're going to be packing ethers. We're going to get to PP up at some point. I know he has 10 in the Thunder slot, but I do think that could be a good move for Dan to have. So let's take a look at his set one more time. We're going to forget Quick Attack. We already established that. And let's give him Double Team. I like it. I like it. I like it. Next up, TM38 Fire Blast. This is a yes, okay? So first, we're going to think about Fabi, right? With Fabi, we have Flamethrower. We're not going to forget Flamethrower for Fire Blast, but having Stab Fire Blast is power. And Fabi had a couple of moves that I was not too keen on if we open this back up. Both Roar and Quick Attack, I don't think we really need. Of the two, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to forget Roar of the two. Sorry, Katy Perry, but we're forgetting Roar. I mean, a lot of people already forgot that song, you know? It was kind of overshadowed by Dark Horse anyways. So Fabi learns Fire Blast. And next up, TM28. We're looking at Dig. I don't really think that's worth it. Fabi's the only one who can learn it. So we're going to sell that one. We are going to sell that one. I just don't think it's a great fit. And I'm surprised Cornish Boy couldn't learn that, but not that I would teach it anyways. Next up, we have TM13 Ice Beam. If anyone else can learn this, which they can, we're going to make it happen. So Cornish Boy, who I said, let's keep an eye on special, Joe Benny also had decent special. Between the two here, let's think who would be more likely for me to be putting in against Lance. In this case, Lance, while he does have a Gyarados, we wouldn't be using Ice Beam against that anyways. I think between Joe Benny and Cornice Boy, I'd rather have Joe Benny, or excuse me, I'd rather have Cornice Boy in there. I misspoke. And because of that, he still has moves we are okay with dumping. Let's give that to him. Between Horn Drill and Submission, I don't think Submission's a great fit. It's a decent fighting move that deals recoil to us. Horn Drill, I don't have my heart set on it, but at least for now, I'm okay with leaving it as an option. So let's forget Submission and teach Cornice Boy Ice Beam. And in case anyone like skipped the intro, Liv already has Ice Beam, so like we're good there. And I'm pretty sure we have Blizzard in here somewhere. TM2, Razor Wind is actually not that good. I looked it up when I was considering giving that to Kevin in the early game, and it's really just not a very good move. So we're not gonna learn that. TM37, this contains Egg Bomb. No one can learn that, it's not good anyways. That's an easy one, just give me store credit. Just give me the store credit. And let's check out the next one. How many more do we have? All right, we have 4 more until we go back to the PC. TM22 Solar Beam, probably not gonna make sense. Probably not gonna make sense. Who would we even use this on? No one really comes to mind for me except for Apple's Blastoise. And I mean some of Lorelei's too, but charging up for Solar Beam, you're vulnerable for 2 turns. It's not stab. I mean, Liv makes the most sense. Let me look at her set. Just because if we have something to get rid of, let's get rid of it. I'd rather keep this set than get Solar Beam. So we're gonna abandon learning it, and we're gonna sell it. Because I'd rather even keep Amnesia on Joe Benny than, and I know it seems so weird to be selling that move, but this is it for us. Like, we have no need for these TMs after the Elite Four here. TM14 contains Blizzard. As I remember, we did have it. Liv can learn it, Cornice Boy, Joe Benny. So what it comes down to is, would we rather have Hydro Pump or Blizzard for Liv? Unless we want to teach it to someone else, okay? So what I think about is Hydro Pump is 10% more accurate. Hydro Pump is an 80% accurate move. Blizzard is a 70% accurate move. They deal the same damage. However, Ice Baby Vanilla is the best type move we could have going into the Elite Four. With that being said, she already has Ice Beam. I don't even know how many HP ups we have, but we have some ethers too. You know, we have the 10 PP count on Ice Beam, which is very important. Cornice Boy, we just taught Ice Beam to, which is fine. I wouldn't want to give him Blizzard anyways. The question is, do we give a third member of the team, Joe Benny, Blizzard? Or, oh boy, it sounds like a blizzard out there. I mean, more of a hailstorm, perhaps. But anyways, do we give a third member of the team? Again, I don't feel great about putting Joe Benny out there against Lance. I'm leaning Liv, and I'm leaning for getting Hydro Pump. As crazy as that sounds, and maybe it's just for me, because Hydro Pump, the move, is so near and dear to my heart. I always choose the water starter. I squeaked a little bit there. And I'm getting choked up. I'm getting choked up because I'm about to forget not Ice Beam, that'd be real dumb. I'm about to forget, well, let's pause here. Would forgetting Confuse Ray make any sense? Let's think about that. Would we rather have Liv as just a max damage Pokemon? Alright, so Liv primarily is going to not be in the first 2 battles. Maybe against Agatha, but probably not the focal point. Liv is the focal point. Liv is our win con against Lance. when Liv is facing those dragons, we're not going to be using Confuse Ray. If we're not using her in the first 3 battles, we're not going to be using Confuse Ray then we would want our maximum amount of ice moves. I believe Lance might have a Charizard too, of which Hydro Pump could be nice. And also against Apple, like, we're just using as powerful moves as we can. But I also like Confuse Ray against Apple because his Pokemon are so much higher level than ours. I talked myself back into where we started. I'm going to forget Hydro Pump. We're okay with Surf. We're okay with Surf. It's a great move. We're going to forget Hydro Pump. And again, I was getting choked up about it. Let me get a little drink here. I'm talking for 25 minutes straight. And my goodness, if you're still here, we have a couple more to go through. TM29 contains Psychic. Great move. And look who can learn it, people. I think we've just cooked up a broken strategy, if you're thinking what I'm thinking. Alright? Joe Benny. Alright? We're facing Agatha in the gosh darn 3rd Elite Four battle. Agatha has ghost types and cannot touch normal, but some of her ghosts are part poison. Because of this, if we give Joe Benny Psychic, he is essentially in like Flynn. He's sliding into those DMs to do some big damage. Also, we could do the Amnesia strategy, right? We could do the Amnesia strategy. Oh man, I wish we had an HM deleter right now. So, going back, I know we talked Mega Kick, but like I have no attachment to that. Let's forget Mega Kick. Let's keep Body Slam. I like the accuracy and the paralyzing chance better. And Amnesia Psychic could run through that 3rd one. So yeah, we're gonna forget Mega Kick and teach him Psychic. I really like that. I really, really like that. Next up, looking at TM46 Psy Wave. Can anyone learn that? Liv can, but I like her moveset too much to forget something for Psy Wave. So let's sell that. Let's sell that. Decent chunk for that. And let's go back to the PC. There were a handful of other TMs that we could not fit. Oh, not Bill's PC. We're going to my boss's PC. Alright, so there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 more. So we're pretty close. TM6 is toxic. I know that. We don't want to withdraw that quite yet, but we will be. I'll just withdraw that other stuff off screen besides the vitamins. And the last one, let's pick that guy up. TM33. Okay. So, first one, I teased it a second ago. We're looking at Toxic. Talk about pop hits. I roasted Katy Perry. We're not going to roast Britney Spears. Toxic is, I would say, what put her on the map, but let's see. So, Baby One More Time was her first album. No one wants to hear this. Oops, I Did It Again was number 2. Toxic was number 3. And speaking of number 3, our 3rd member of the team here, Dan, I believe still had, well, he already has Thunder Wave, so I don't really see the need for two moves like that. I think Kevin might be a decent Toxic user. Let's boot his setup. Oh yeah, we're gonna teach it to him. Let's forget Quick Attack. And this is really fitting because Kevin is a big Britney Spears fan. So, my goodness. Feeling Toxic. Oh boy. Let's see what the last 2 are. TM27, Fissure. So, Cornus Boy can learn this. He already has Horn Drill. Joe Benny, I love his set. We're not touching it. So, I'm sorry for the fans who want the X Accuracy one-hit KO set. But we're gonna sell Fissure. We're gonna sell that. All right, and the last TM. The last TM is Reflect. Let's think about this. If we put up a Reflect barrier, we are increasing our team defense. Who would that be effective against? That would be Bruno. Who's going to be in against Bruno? Probably Kevin. Yeah, probably Kevin. I guess let's just take a look at his set. So I want to keep Toxic for sure. We have to keep Fly. It kind of comes down to, yeah, I don't even think Mirror Move would be great. I would rather have Reflect. So let's forget Mirror Move. Let's forget Mirror Move. And you know, maybe against Lance or something, we have Kevin lead off and set up Reflect. So now what we're gonna do, we're nearing the end here. Thank you guys for hanging with me. If you are still here, please comment below using the hashtag still. We're gonna boot up Sergio's PC one last time. We're going to withdraw, and I've been saving the rare candies for last, but we're going to withdraw all of our rare candies. We're going to also withdraw the 4 HP ups we have. We also have 3 irons, and I think we only have 1 of the rest of them. 1 protein. We have, oh, I guess we have 2 carbos, and we have, is that all of them? I thought we had 1 other thing. Calcium. Yep, that's gonna be the last one. It's kind of sad we didn't use that Master Ball because I just murdered Moltres. But you live and you learn, okay? So, rare candies, again, I'm gonna wait till the end. And I'm gonna pick up my hyper potions and stuff just off camera. Because I know you guys have been hanging here for a while. But let's start out with the HP up. We have 4 of these, okay? Joe, Benny, and Liv already have so much HP that I honestly I'm kind of split between Cornice Boy and Kevin, getting their HPs up a little bit. And I would hope these give more than 1. But I'm thinking Kevin, with having Toxic and Reflect, he might take a hit as he sets those up. And then Cornice Boy, since we gave him one of the ice moves and he's going to get some action potentially against Lance, I'm thinking let's give these to Kevin. How much did that raise by? Oh, by 2. Okay. Let's give these. Oh, and then it only raised by 1 that time. Interesting. Luck of the draw. Well, it won't have any effect. Oh, okay, so you can only give 3 to each. We'll give that to Cornice Boy then. Cool. Alright, Iron Protein, PP up. We'll do that after these. I want to do stats first. So Iron on my cheat sheet is for defense, okay? I want to give this to anyone who might have to take a physical hit. I'm thinking Dan. It's already so low. I'm kind of leaning Kevin for this one too, because he's our win con against Bruno. So Kevin, who you know what, admittedly I haven't always been the most fair and objective to throughout the series, we're giving him the hookups right now, people. We're giving him the hookups. Protein, this is for attack. Alright, and for this, I'm thinking I just want to give our best attacker some more firepower. So between Cornice Boy and Joe, Benny, and Kevin on this one, again, I'm thinking about Kevin versus Bruno, and I'd like a little bit more attack. I think Cornice Boy has a good amount for Agatha. We're giving it to him. We're giving it to him. All right. Next up, the Carbos is Speed. Okay. As I said before, this we're not going to use on Joe Benny, and we're not going to use on Liv. They're slow enough that it's like, whatever. I know for Liv, if there was another way to get even more speed, I'd love to have her faster. That's just not where we're at right now. Dan is already fast enough, he doesn't need him. I'm thinking Cornice Boy in this one. I'm thinking Cornice Boy for the Carbos. So let's give them both to him. And last of the vitamins is the calcium, which is special. For this one, I'm also thinking Cornice Boy. Or do I give to Liv, just to have a little more firepower? Dan's fine. Fabby's fine. Maybe Joe Benny. Yeah, Joe Benny with the psychic strat. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him. Alright, now we're down to the last two. We get the PP ups and the rare candies. I for sure want to give this to Dan for Thunder. And I want to check before using the next one how much that raised it. To 12. Okay, it raised it to 12. Alright, and for the other one, I'm thinking Liv. Let's give this to Liv. And the question is, do we want to boost Ice Beam or Blizzard? Because Ice Beam is 4 times effective, I think that's plenty. I really think that's plenty. I'd rather not risk the accuracy deficiency of Blizzard. So I'm going to give this to Ice Beam, increase the PP, and now we go to the rare candies. And what I'm focusing on here, people, is who in our party is part of a win condition. Who do we need specifically for each member of the Elite Four? I know I've alluded to pretty much everyone, but our win condition in the first battle against Lorelei is Dan. Our win condition in the second battle against Bruno is Kevin. Our win condition in the third battle against Agatha turned out to be Joe Benny. And our win condition in the battle against Lance is Liv. For Apple, we really need everyone. And Cornice Boy is pretty important against Agatha as well. But really, of the whole team, Fabby, surprisingly, is the one who doesn't have as great of importance type-wise in the Elite Four. Because of that, I'm not going to give Fabby any rare candies. How I distribute them between the rest of them is I'm going to give them each one, and then I'm going to think more about what we're going to do with the last 3. So let's give one to Liv. Let's give one to Cornice Boy. Let's give one to Dan. We're going to skip over Fabby, give one to Joe Benny. And he's... Yes! 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 Oh, yes! Oh, man. I'm so fired up now. I might just go straight to the first battle. We're gonna forget Body Slam. We're gonna forget Body Slam. And oh my gosh. What are you gonna do, people? The stars have freaking aligned. I didn't even plan that. Wow. Can Kevin learn it? That'd be sick if it's like Kevin is trying to learn Hyper Beam. Okay. 3 rare candies left. 3 rare candies left. What do we want to do with these? Alright. Think back to the win conditions. I'm thinking between Liv, Dan, and Kevin, if I'm going to give one each. The question is, would it benefit us more to just give them all to Liv? Here's why. I think Dan's already in a position to take out Lorelei without another rare candy. I kind of Or do we give them all to Kevin? Because I think Liv's in a good position too. You know what? I'm kind of leaning that way. Let's give them all to Kevin. He's gonna be really happy about this. I have a feeling. I think he's gonna be real happy about this. All right, there we go. The team has been set, people. The team has been set. I will pick up our elixirs and ethers when I'm off screen. I will purchase hyper beams. I will purchase full restores. I'm not even gonna mess with the X items. I don't think we need them. I will not be purchasing revives because we can't use them. And next time on Game Slam, we will be making our long-awaited trip to the Elite Four. If you did enjoy today's episode, please leave a thumbs up down below. I know it was a long one, but it was very much needed. And if you enjoyed this kind of team builder format, we might do some competitive type battling after this playthrough, and I might talk about some team building type, not even series, but something I would do for Pokemon Showdown or Sword and Shield, Wi-Fi battles, VGC type thing. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. Game Slam signing off. Wash your